Hello and welcome into Westside Warrior Stadium here on this Friday evening. A beautiful sunset and some beautiful weather for football here tonight in Jonesboro. Andy Manus and Blake Gwynn here with you tonight as the Brookland Bearcats make the short trip down the road to Jonesboro to take on the Westside Warriors. Tonight's game presented by Denver's Refrigeration. Blake, good to be back with you here in Arkansas. My first Arkansas game of the year, and good to get back to business as usual here at Westside Warrior Stadium. The Warriors fell short last week to Greene County Tech. Tell us a little bit about what happened last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Westside had trouble getting anything going. I mean, you got to win the front. That's the key. I mean, it was absolutely a tough night for them all around. Greene County Tech's defense was experienced and was solid. Give them a lot of credit. But ultimately, that run game for Westside, nothing could get going.
Of course, junior quarterback Gus Yerda taking over his first start as a junior, taking over for some seniors leaving last year. And, of course, Brookland getting off to a great start with a 1-point win over Gosnell last week. And you got to think that losing this game to Westside the last 2 years in a row, they're coming into tonight's game with a big chip on their shoulder. They want to get the win against the Warriors.
Absolutely. They've yet to clock that win against Westside in the history of this series. And again, you mentioned Gus Yerda. Didn't get to see enough of him last week to know. They ran into that buzzsaw defense. Yerda tried to throw a couple times, really didn't get anything going. Costly win, though, for Brookland last week.
Absolutely.
They do lose senior quarterback Jack Henry Pettit. So they will be going with Barrett Cunningham tonight. That's a key. Can they turn this inexperience, losing 21 players from last season's playoff team to this year? Can they turn some of that inexperience into experience in 1 week?
Let's talk a little bit. You just kind of talked a little bit about it. Let's talk about your winning strategy.
Yeah, some of the. By the way, the guys in the truck came up with that, so I'm not that self-centered, but I do like it. I'm not going to lie, I do like it.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Obviously for Westside, win the battle on the offensive line. They could get absolutely nothing going up front. That was just absolutely key. They're going to have to keep the defense honest with a good passing game. Yerda tried to throw it, but every time it was just kind of stymied. He had a lot of pressure on him. Again, win that battle up front. Give him some time to open up that passing game. River Eagle was able to do that. Gus Yerda's going to have to do the same thing. And again, if they get turnovers, Greene County Tech gave them one last week. You're going to have to capitalize on those things. Also, again, for Brookland, inexperience needs to become experience overnight. We'll see how Barrett Cunningham does in for the injured Jack Henry Pettit tonight.
And Brookland is going to be kicking off to start tonight's game. You saw a while ago 81 degrees here in Jonesboro tonight. Once again, Brookland has lost the last 2 games against Westside, trying to get off that slide. And as Blake mentioned, has not won a game against Westside yet. So trying to get their first win ever against the Warriors here tonight. Kickoff is taken and fair catch called for at the 28-yard line. And that's where Yerda and the Warriors will come out to start tonight's football game.
Yeah, you'll see Yerda once again last week tried to open it up some with some passing, but just really nothing doing. But let's watch the battle up front. Brookland's got some size up there. Whether it's running or passing, they're going to have to win this battle up front.
3 backs in the backfield lined up behind Yerda. There's the handoff, and that's going to go to Cameron Hedger. Cameron Hedger hit at the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up a yard out of that. 2nd and 9 coming up. And we're going to see a lot of that here tonight.
Also need to note Warriors without fullback Darwin Fowler tonight. He's suspended the first 3 quarters after he was ejected on the targeting call at the after halftime in that Greene County Tech game. They will miss him. Huge blocker for them, also a huge carry presence. So we'll see how these guys line up. Look like Michael Ivy's kind of in at fullback for those guys.
2 men go in motion out to the left side. Now 1 tailback in the backfield for Yerda. There's the pitch out to the left. Hedger plants his feet, cuts back to the inside, and is met immediately by a host of Bearcats just shy of the 30-yard line. And so far, not much going here on the first 2 plays for the Warriors. 3rd and we're going to say 10 coming up, as the Warriors might have lost a yard there on the pitch. Take a look there. He just had nowhere to go.
This looks eerily similar to what we saw against Greene County Tech all night last Friday night. And again, it's early, but Hedger, good athlete, but nowhere to go. You're going to have to open up some holes for him to get through.
Ethan Joyce in there on the tackle for the Bearcats. Once again, 3rd and 10. Well, they've got it spotted 3rd and 9 from the Warrior 28-yard line. A minute and a half gone by here in the opening quarter. Opening drive here for the Warriors. Now they're going to run it to the right on a pitch. And it's Hedger looking to throw downfield. And great play on defense by Connor Marshall, going up to swat that one out of the air.
Hey, Hedger threw a pretty decent pass, but look at the elevation by Connor Marshall. That's just a great defensive play. Watch how high he gets up. Not a bad pass. Check it out. Wow.
Great extension, knocked it out of the air to looked like Ashton Rasden out there for the Warriors, who was ready to haul that one in. Had a pretty good look at catching that one too, but great job by Marshall on defense.
I got to know Eric Munoz happy. His second season as head coach of the Brookland Bearcats. A lot of experience, good get for them as well. And he's got to be happy with that defensive set there. That's exactly what you wanted coming out against a Westside team who struggled to score last week.
3 and out for the Westside Warriors. The punt will roll down to inside the 30-yard line. They'll spot it at the Brookland Bearcat 29-yard line. And now once again the injured quarterback for the Bearcats not going to be making his way out tonight, so we got a new guy in.
Yeah, the only score of Brookland Bearcats' entire season was a pass from Pettit to David York. York is, of course, playing tonight, but Pettit out for the season with a shoulder injury. What's unfortunate in his senior season, but we'll see. They got a good guy coming in here in Barrett Cunningham. We'll see him early on.
Cunningham, just a sophomore, takes the snap, quick turn, and a handoff. And the tailback hit immediately. Might have fell forward for a gain of about a yard.
Good defensive set early on for Westside. That battle up front does go both ways, and you'll take a look. There's a little bit of size difference there up front between these two teams. Brookland's got to fight hard all night.
2nd and 7. There's the handoff running to the left side. Tailback keeps his feet churning out to the 40-yard line, and I think that was Caden Matthews on the carry for the Bearcats, and that will be a Denver's Refrigeration first down for Brookland.
And this is what winning a blocking battle looks like. That's what Cameron Hedger was looking for the first 2 plays for Westside. Brookland gets that, and again, that's winning that in the trenches, opening up the proper holes and getting through there, and so far Brookland has done that.
Ball spotted on the near side hash mark at the Brookland 40-yard line. Warriors showing blitz up the middle, and the Bearcats beat it with a run off to the right side, and once again that was Caden Matthews, and Matthews picking up about 6 yards there on first down, makes it 2nd and 4.
That blitz could be best friend or your worst enemy. If it's placed right, it's your best friend on a run play. That particular time it opens up a little bit of hole for Matthews, and he just goes right through it.
Westside bringing 3 down linemen. They've got the outside linebackers, it looks like. Now they're just going to bring 3 down linemen here. Bit of a nickel package for the Warriors on defense. 9:40 to play in the first quarter. Handoff to the tailback on 2nd and 4. It's Matthews again on the carry. Hit around the waist and will fall forward for about a yard. So 3rd and 3 now coming up for Brookland.
Big 3rd down play coming. Westside wants this one. You need this stop. You've held them to relatively short gains so far. Shut them down. Force them to make a decision right here in kind of a strange field position on 3rd down.
Matthews will come out. I think I saw Joseph Wright go back in, and he will stand behind Cunningham at about the 40-yard line. Ball spotted at the 37. Excuse me, the 47. There's the handoff to Wright. Wright running to his right and will reach midfield. Judging by the referee on our side, he's going to be just shy of the first down marker. So 4th and inches coming up for Brookland.
They go to kind of their bruiser back in Joseph Wright. He'll get about 25 carries per game depending on the leverage of the situation. And Brookland, Westside does stop him up front. That was a good stop to hold him short. He had a lot of power going in his legs, and he did not get there. But I would imagine this is going to be a 4th down look here for Brookland offensively.
He did come out of the backfield like a bullet on that play. 4th and 1 from the Bearcat 49-yard line, and referee, the white hat at midfield, is, I believe, calling for the chains here on the near sideline. So we are going to have a measurement here with 8:43 left to play in the first quarter.
You know where the chain gang would like it there.
Get a little action there for them. It is
short.
close, but it will be short. You see there on your screen.
I think that was a pretty good spot. I think it's a pretty good spot there, it looked like to me. And it was obviously Chain Gang doing a good job keeping that consistent because that's about where everybody had it marked. And again, that's what I'm saying. They know where they want this one to be because that's where they had it. So it worked out really good.
We don't have the
shot.
luxury of the little yellow line here.
We do not. We've got to trust those guys. Absolutely.
All right. Clock will roll now. Well, it's supposed to roll. There we go. And now we're ready. 4th and 1 play. Offense is out on the field for the Bearcats. York out to the near side. One receiver on the far side. It's right out of the backfield. Takes the handoff, and he'll get down to the Warrior 45-yard line. A Denver's Refrigeration first down for Brookland, and it's David Wright once again just bursting through the line of scrimmage out of the backfield.
Yeah, again, he's known as kind of their bruiser back. You know, he got one of his first appearances with the kind of a little 10-yard run against Gosnell last year. Just ran right over a dude and punched it in. We're seeing that already. He's got a lot of size. He does have speed. You know, you hear bruiser back, you think they're slow. He's not slow. He's just very powerful, and he just runs right over dudes right there.
Wright is a junior, 5'9", listed at 205. He's bringing the weight out of the backfield, bounces to the outside, can't quite find the corner, but he will still get positive yardage on 1st and 10. We'll say 2nd and 9 coming up now for Brookland. Good job on defense on the second effort there, chasing Wright down because he about had the corner.
And he'll bounce off some guys. You know, even on a busted play, he can be dangerous. But, yeah, Westside stays with it and is able to shut that play down for a minimal gain. Need another one here. 2
receivers on the far side this time for Cunningham, and it's going to be Dax Webb with him in the backfield. He goes in motion now. Now a handoff to Caden Matthews, who's back into the game. Matthews will stand a defender up right about the 35-yard line. Good job by Cameron Hedger out there on defense.
I like this duo of backs here as we see Matthews getting around the corner and watch him. Again, good defense, good positioning there for Westside, but I like this duo back. We may have a football on the ground here. Westside would like it.
And still waiting on a signal. It was a quick snap from Brookland. I think they were just trying to catch Westside off sides, and a flag just came flying out there.
Somebody said the magic words. He was not happy at somebody.
Personal foul on the Warriors, so that will be an automatic first down.
You can't have that. I don't know what happened. We're going to trust the official's judgment there. You can't. Whatever happened, it can't happen again because you cannot give this Brookland team the way they're moving the football 3 yards.
Further into Warrior territory, that 3rd and short now becomes a 1st and 10 from inside the 25-yard line. They'll spot it right at the 20, so the Warriors are going to have to defend their red zone with 6:38 left to play in the first quarter. Still scoreless. If you're just joining us, it's just the first offensive possession for Brookland. Westside went 3 and out as they took the opening kickoff. 1st and 10. Receiver goes in motion for Cunningham. He'll have 2 on the near side. 1 back in the backfield. It's Matthews. And now he's going to move Sinquan Spratt back to the other side. And now we're going to have a timeout call by the Westside Warriors. So Coach Engel wants to talk some things over. And we will take a quick break alongside with them. 6:25 left to play in the first. You're watching Westside Warriors football on Tubetown, presented by Denver's Refrigeration.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Still scoreless in the first quarter as we welcome you back to Westside High School here in Jonesboro. Andy Maness and Blake Gwynn here with you. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Brookland Bearcats after the timeout. Westside Warriors calling the first timeout of the first half.
Well, if I'm Bobby Engel, I've got steam shooting out of my ears after that unsportsmanlike penalty. I can see he looks like he's getting an explanation right now from the head official, but you can't have that. I don't know what happened there. And obviously, Bobby's much more composed than I am at any given day, period. But I will say this, I would be really frustrated about that because these guys don't need any help right now.
Spratt out to the right, York out to the left. Cunningham awaits the snap. Neal handed off to Matthews. Matthews avoids one defender in the backfield, another at the 15, and will lean forward down to about the 14, I believe.
Good holes opened up here. That had one guy in the backfield, but he really just couldn't wrap him up. That was kind of a tough tackle opportunity there. But, I mean, Westside was just so spaced out there. The Brookland line is just moving them around at will, and there is a size disadvantage there, and Brookland's taking advantage of that. And, again, I love this two-back combo with Caden Matthews at one, and then you've also got – hang on one second. I just lost my train of thought. Right there.
Right here.
Right, there it is.
Takes the handoff out of the backfield.
Thank you,
there.
Andy. Thank you, Andy. Good grief.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Was in the presidential debate a couple years ago, I got 3 points, and they didn't have the third one. That was me right there. Oops. Oops. I was like, I knew his name was on the tip of my tongue. But I do love that two-back combo there.
It is a little bit of thunder and lightning there, and it's a Denver's refrigeration first down for the Bearcats after that. They're going to run it again. Right up the middle, 1st and goal. Bouncing to the outside is Wright. Hit at the goal line. He'll fall forward for a touchdown. Brookland on the scoreboard first here in the first quarter, and it's Joseph Wright taking it 10 yards in for the score. Well, the defender got the worst of that one there.
That's what he does. I mentioned the one at Gosnell last year where he kind of put himself on the map, all-conference running back from a year ago. That's what he did. I mean, bounces off of one guy and then just slams over somebody to get into the end zone. Extra point is up.
And good. So a 7-0 lead for the Brookland Bearcats over the Westside Warriors here in the first quarter. 4:59 left to play here in the first, and we're back with more action right here on Tubetown.
Fox's Pizza Den in Bono is now under new ownership. New owner Gene Roberts and the team at Fox's strive to bring you excellent customer service and the absolute best pizza. Fox's Pizza uses only the finest ingredients and freshest vegetables, sliced and prepared daily to ensure the best quality for your order. Dine in, carry out, or delivery, let Fox's fill your craving. Locally owned and operated, Fox's Pizza in Bono.
Andy Maness and Blake Gwynn back here with you on Tubetown. Westside giving up a touchdown on the ground to Joseph Wright. Ran that in from 10 yards out, and Brookland is on the board first here in the first quarter. Their first drive of the game, too. Started that drive on about the 25 to 30 yard line, I believe, and took it 70 yards.
72-yard, very methodical, well pulled out drive.
Kick going to be taken inside the 30. Now to the 35, now the 40. Now at midfield down the near sideline, still on his feet with one man left to beat. It's Cameron Hedger, makes the man miss at the 15, at the 10, inside the 5, leaning forward to the goal line. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, with no flags on the field, Cameron Hedger scores a touchdown for the Warriors.
Now, it looked like we've seen that before. Opening play of the season in the last game, Cameron Hedger runs back the opening kickoff, and he does it once again in this game. So 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns already this season by Cameron Hedger. He says, hey, we can't get it done at the line of scrimmage. I'm just going to get it done on the opening kickoff.
75 yards on the return for Cameron Hedger, unofficially, of course, but it looked like he reeled that one in at about the 25 and just already had a full head of steam as soon as he took it in. And the extra point is blocked by Brookland. How about that? Aiden Stinnett getting in there for the Bearcats to knock that one down, and it will be a 1-point game, 7-6 with 4:45 left to play in the first quarter. We'll step aside once more. We're back with more Warriors football on Tubetown.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
Back here at Westside, the Warriors draw within one off of a nice kick return by Cameron Hedger. He takes it 75 yards for the return, got a great block down the near sideline, and was able to not only make a man miss inside the 20, but stayed on his feet after being hit right about the 10.
Yeah, I mean, you do. You have a 0 yards of total offense, and you have one kickoff return from Cameron Hedger. Had this last week, too, and I will point out, you just marked it on the screen, too. We're thinking the same way. This was the score of the Brookland-Gosnell game last.
That's right.
I hope that's not the case this week, though.
That's right. The Warriors do attempt the extra point, but it was blocked by the Bearcats, so great job by their special teams. And here is, I believe, Spratt taking it inside the 25-yard line. He'll return it out to about the 32, but there is a flag that came flying out way at the end of that, and it's sitting back at about the 22. It looks like it's going to be a holding call against the Bearcats, so that will back up that return. Probably right about this. Well, I guess if it's a holding call, it's right at the spot of the foul, so they're going to mark this one inside the 15-yard line, probably about the 12.
That was a pretty decent return by Sinquan Spratt. The holding call brings it back, so good break there for Westside as they'll have some decent defensive positioning to get things started here. And, again, they're going to have to find a way to stop those couple of backs, shut down some of those holes, because there were a couple times late in that previous drive where they were spread out all over the field. There was like 4 or 5 holes that either one of those backs could have gone through.
Saw him go for a blitz a couple of times up the middle. Didn't guess right on those plays, and the Bearcats were able to pick up nice chunks of yardage each time. Now, with 4:38, the Bearcats take back over on offense. See if they can do it again. Here's Matthews with another full head of steam coming out of the backfield. Well, he is tall for a running back, it looks like.
He does. Has quite a bit of height on him. Doesn't look like your typical back. He's tall and even a little skinnier even.
And they've got they got him listed at 5'9", but I think young fella hit a growth spurt over the summer.
I don't think he's 5'9", just comparatively speaking, unless everybody else is like 5'6"
exactly.
or 5'7". I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so either. 2nd and 8 now from the Bearcat 26-yard line, nearing the 4-minute mark to play here in the first. There's the blitz from the Warriors. They don't get it as Wright makes a man miss, makes another man miss. He's at the 40. He's at midfield, drugged down from behind by Cameron Hedger, and they will spot him at the west side 49-yard line. A nice pickup on the ground there for Joseph Wright. Gets another Denver's refrigeration first down for Brookland.
It's been just an all-day situation so far for either back. Take your pick. And, again, just a lot of room. But that was a good move there.
How about the yards after contact?
Yeah, that's
there?
it. I mean, he had some room to run. He would have picked up positive yardage, but he made a good move there. Good cut upfield.
And it's Wright once again here on 1st and 10. He'll move the ball out to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Actually, it'll be 2nd and 6. Ball spotted right at the Warrior 45-yard line. Just keeping it on the ground here. So far, we have not seen Cunningham attempt any passes yet. Again, he's filling in for the injured starting quarterback for Brookland.
Eric Munoz spent some time on Gus Malzahn's staff, and that it shows. That's the kind of things you see out of them. There, it's a run first. People think of Malzahn, think that's spread, but it's a run first offense, and that's what Brookland's doing, and it's working.
Well, they're playing at a pretty fast pace here, but how about the hit right at the line of scrimmage? Connor Crane and Gus Yerta introduce themselves to Caden Matthews in the backfield. How do you do? 3rd and long coming up now for Brookland.
That's just what you needed, too, if you're Westside. Big stop. This one is big, too, because you're probably going to put them in a situation where we're going to have to really think about punting. So you need a stop here within, a couple of yards from the line.
3rd and 7, 2:25 to play in the first. No backs in the backfield. Well, I guess one back in the backfield. Matthews, he's going to go out to the flats. He takes the pass on the screen. He makes a man miss. He's out to close to the 40-yard line. He'll be just shy of the first down marker. It'll be 4th and short coming up. I think they'll spot him about 2 yards shy.
I like the call there. I like that. It's not what they were looking for. Of course, you got an athletic back there, and Matthews makes one guy miss, which you have to on a pass like that. It also gets them in a position now where they can probably go for it on 4th down.
And that looks to be what they're going to do here as they are into Warrior territory. They're going to let the play clock tick down here. Now 15 seconds left on that play clock, and we have got a timeout on the Brookland side of the football. So we're going to go ahead and take a timeout with them. 1:40 left to play in the first. 7-6, Brookland leading Westside. You're watching Westside Warriors football on Tubetown, presented by Denver's Refrigeration.
We live in unprecedented times. Long hours, health checks to start the day. But First National Bank has been around since 1889, and we've seen unprecedented before. Even though our smiles may be masked, our dedication to service will be what's unprecedented. We'll be right here, where we've always been, doing what we do best, putting you first, always.
Ennis and Blake Gwynn back here with you at Westside, where the Warriors are trying to make a defensive stand here against the Brookland Bearcats, trailing by 1. 7-6 is the score, 1:40 left, and it is 4th and 2 for Brookland. From the Westside 42-yard line, Cunningham is able to do what we saw River Ingle do so well last year, and that is use that hard count to draw the defense offside. No River Ingle here tonight, but we just see Barrett Cunningham doing it quite well there.
Brookland QB coach Keith Davis got to be so proud of Barrett Cunningham so far. He's running this offense so well. They've not missed a beat in the absence of their senior quarterback, Jack Henry Pettit. I'm super impressed with Cunningham so far.
Yeah, you really would not be able to tell. This is their second offensive drive here of the game, and, I mean, you just mentioned their last drive. It was very methodical, a march down the field, and now here we are. Again, another methodical march well into Warrior territory. Now from the west side 36-yard line, and now might have something to say about the offensive line as they might have moved early. And it will be against the Bearcats there. Really the first miscue, though, by the Bearcats here tonight. Been a pretty clean game so far. They did have the one holding penalty to start this drive on the kickoff. But now it's 1st and 15 from the Warrior 41. Cunningham had to pick that one up off the turf. He launches one downfield, and that one should be pass interference on the offense. The referee's got his hand in his pocket, not going to throw the flag. That's an egregious no call there, if I don't say so myself. It looked like the defender, the wide receiver, David York, had to play a little bit of defensive back there, which he did quite well. It looked like he very much kept the defensive back from going to intercept that ball.
Ashton Rasden had the beat on it. It was overthrown. Good tight spiral, but overthrown. But Rasden was actually the lead guy on that pass going towards it.
Now a handoff on the jet sweep. 2nd and long. A flag comes out at about the 40-yard line, and that's Aiden Stinnett on the carry there for Brookland. It looked like he was able to pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards, but again, the flag at about the 40-yard line. It will be a holding call against the Bearcats, so that'll back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. This one's coming all the way back to the 50, and it will be 2nd and about 25.
Something you've noticed here from Brookland, they've opened their playbook up a little bit. They've moved away from some of your more basic plays early on, and as they open that playbook up, you're watching some miscues happen on some of these more complex plays. That play was very complex, and you see the penalty there. So, that may be where some of your inexperience comes into play, losing those 21 starters from last year. 21 starters, 21 players.
Start trying to have multiple guys going in motion at different times, and it's all about timing. And now you see with 7 seconds left on the play clock, Cunningham has to hurry the team up to the line. There's the handoff to Wright. Wright hits the hole at the 45, still on his feet at the 40. Going to bowl over a defender down to the 41-yard line, and a hefty chunk of yards picked up on the ground there by Joseph Wright.
Joseph Wright, one of the best backs in the conference, and that's a conference that they've stepped up into, that he is one of the better backs in. That says a lot because there's a lot of good talent in that 5A East Conference, but he is one of the best, and you see why yards after contact is incredible with this kid.
3rd and 11 coming up now for Brookland. We are under 1 minute left to play here in the first quarter. It'll be from the west side 33-yard line. Play action, rolling out to his left. Pass is thrown and incomplete, trying to find Dax Webb right there on the rollout in the flats. And Webb has it go right through his hands. A 4th and long coming up now. Blake, we've seen Brookland convert 2 4th downs already here in the first quarter alone. They've got another opportunity to do it here, but this time it's much further than their earlier 2 attempts.
Your time is now to get a turnover on downs if you're the West Side defense. This is an aggressive play. It makes sense to me. You've converted 2 of 2. You're not just terrible field position. It would be a tough punt to avoid the touchback from where they're at. So, again, I like this strategy, but if you're West Side, this is your chance to get the football back.
4 wide receivers for Cunningham. He's going to step back in the pocket and throw one over the middle, tipped by a West Side defender, and it will be incomplete. That's Cameron Hedger getting a fingertip on it there. I don't think the wide receiver would have caught it anyway, but Hedger makes certain of it, and it will be a turnover on downs for West Side. That's exactly what they wanted right there.
You needed it. And now that's a shot in the arm going the right way. Let's see if Gus Yerta can get the guys going back in the right direction. Because, again, you've now got your stop. You only trail this game by 1 point. You got a chance to take the lead here.
41 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. Ball spotted right between the hash marks for Yerta and the Warriors. 1 wide receiver here on the near side. 2 backs in the backfield will go out to the left. So just a fullback behind Yerta. Spin and a handoff to him, and he is met immediately. Did not even get to take a step, and that was Michael Ivey who took the carry there. And it looked like the Bearcats were all on top of that one. 2nd and 11 coming up from the Warrior 35-yard line.
You know, risk of sounding like a broken record, but this is what we've seen from West Side. I mean, really, Cameron Hedger has made 3 plays for this team. He has all 3 touchdowns for West Side this year. They're going to have to get something going on offense.
This is just the 5th play on offense here for the Warriors. And there's a play action. Yerta looking to throw, and he is sacked in the backfield, brought down by the Bearcats' Aiden Roberson, and that is how the first quarter of play will go into the books here at Westside High School. Brookland leading the Warriors 7-6. It'll be 3rd and really long for the Warriors when we come back. Second quarter action right up after this on Tubetown.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the West Side Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
A 7-6 ball game here for Westside and Brookland. The Bearcats leading the Warriors by 1 as we get set to start the second quarter. Andy Maness and Blake Gwynn here with you, and it will be 3rd and 30 for Westside when we get ready to play. Taking a look here at the remaining schedule here for the Warriors on Tubetown. Tough matchup for the Warriors next week as they go to face Hoxie. It's a game they've lost 2 years in a row, and you know they want to beat the Mustangs. And then another tough test on the road against the Truman Wildcats. Circle the one against the Blytheville Chickasaws as well, because that one is always pretty good.
Boy, you want to get a win here tonight because it's tough to go in, especially going to Hoxie and get a win. You look at those next few games, you want to get one tonight.
At Pocahontas, yeah, that is a tough one, a tough schedule for the Warriors this year. 3rd and 27 for Westside here to start the second quarter. Bearcats showing blitz. They don't bring it. Well, they bring it from the far side. There's a pitch out to Hedger. Hedger trying to find the corner, breaks through the line of scrimmage. He's down the far sideline, and he is knocked out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. A hefty pickup for Cameron Hedger, and he's going to make this, I believe, a 4th and short for Westside.
I can't say enough about Cameron Hedger. Again, he's been all the offense all season. All 3 touchdowns coming from him. That play right there, and when you say all the offense, normally you're leaving out a lot of people. That was busted coverage up front by Westside, and he just made something out of nothing. Great run by Cameron Hedger.
It's now 4th and 6. The Warriors still have their offense out on the field. They're going to go for it here from their own 43-yard line. There's the handoff running to the left. Hedger trying to follow his blockers. He's got the Denver's Refrigeration first down by about 4 yards. I think they gave him kind of a bad spot there. It looked like he was right about the 50-yard line, but they'll spot him between the 48 and the 49.
That is what you're looking for if you're on West Side. The hole was opened up front. They win the battle. Watch the hole. Hedger picks it, gets a good block right there. Again, wasn't the biggest one, but, hey, we had a victory on the front right there. Let's keep moving forward.
And the referees did get that right. I kind of missed it in full speed there. So spot looked good on the second time around. 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line. One wide receiver on the far side for Yerda. He's going to keep it himself. He lost the football, and I think the Bearcats might have fallen on top of it. No signal yet. And it is Bearcat football. Yerda on the keeper gets stripped, and the Bearcats will take over at midfield.
Momentum has now officially visited the side of Brookland. Yerda just gets it punched out. Goes right into the hands of a Bearcats offensive lineman there. And boy, that's what you wanted if you're Brookland. You can tell they're fired up on their side. Get a good crowd over on their side as well. We're on actually the Brookland side for spacing purposes. We're over here. So we get a lot of that noise. Obviously, huge crowd over for West Side too, but they're fired up right now.
Well, it's got to crush the offense a little bit too for West Side. Finally picking up a first down and then just giving it back to the Bearcats. And now here's Spratt on the sweep. And he is out ahead of everybody. Blake Gwynn. Sinquan Spratt can scoot.
Wow.
Flags are down, though, at about the 48-yard line, and this one's going to come back. 2 of them out. One at the 48 and one at the 45. I believe it is going to be holding against Brookland. So that touchdown's coming off the board, but what a run by Sinquan Spratt. Outran everybody.
Well, you don't need Joseph Wright and Caden Matthews and now Spratt to start running the football. You got a good triple threat going, and they've given him the ball more later in the first quarter, now into the second quarter. That was still a great run, but where that laundry was about where that run kind of got its legs. So good call there by the officials.
Well, that's one of those Sinquan Spratts coming back over to the sideline. He's going, Coach, run that again.
Run it again.
Run that again, please. Touchdown taken off the board. It'll be 1st and 20 now for Brookland. Backed up into Bearcat territory. They've got it at their own 42-yard line. 2 wide receivers here on the near side for Cunningham. One back in the backfield is Wright. He'll take the handoff. Stiff arms a defender at the 40. He's out to the 45, the 50, dragging a defender down to the far side 40. He will be brought down at the 38-yard line, and a big boy run by Joseph Wright.
There's the bruiser, Joseph Wright. Watch the stiff arm here. Puts Yerda just straight on the ground. Just, oh, my goodness. But, hey, how about the tackle here by Cameron Hedger at the end? Stays with it, pulls him back, and then grabs him with the arms. That saved the touchdown right there.
2 things I noticed there. One, the kung fu grip from Cameron Hedger.
Yeah.
He was able to reel right back in with his fingertips. And then the move that Joseph Wright made before the stiff arm. 1st and 10 now. Here's a little wide receiver bubble screen out to the far side. And here's Aiden Stinnett, who is going to pick up some big yardage after the catch. I believe he's got more than enough to make it another Denver's refrigeration first down. And the Bearcats are moving the football, and they're doing it quickly. You're getting a little look, a little Gus Malzahn flavoring here with the pace that the Bearcats are moving.
Again, Coach Munoz spending time on Gus Malzahn's staff while he was at Auburn, and you can see it. Up-tempo, a lot of different looks, short passes. And Wright just takes a tumble there, so nothing doing. But, again, that's what you're seeing. It is a run-first offense, but then it's high-percentage pass attempts with good blocking, well drawn up. I mean, you can see it. It's impressive. It's fun to watch, and you can just see he just tripped there.
Well, and that's the play that we saw. That's the exact same play that I believe we saw right before the bubble screen. Because, again, that's what happens in a Malzahn offense. You just get the same plays over and over. And then that's how those different looks start to work. Because the defense starts falling asleep. Oh, we've seen this look before. We've seen this look before. And then all of a sudden, it's a different look.
Oh, yeah. So, and you've seen that happen in this game. Just a lot of run early. Now they've opened the playbook up a little bit.
Matthews in at tailback now, and now here's another jet sweep. Stinnett on the carry. He is hit hard at about the 40-yard line, and bringing the lumber that time for the West Side Warriors is going to be Montana Neely.
Oh, that's great defense by Montana Neely. Great open field tackle against a guy who's not easy to tackle in the open field. Hits him hard. He tried to bounce off, but had those arms wide and spread apart and makes a good tackle. That's one of those that he'll get praised in the film room for that one because that was well executed and a big tackle for a loss, and it's 3rd and huge now for Brookland.
Ball is going to be spotted at the west side 37-yard line. 3rd and huge indeed. It is 3rd and 20 to go for the Bearcats. Spratt is back out at wide receiver on the far side. Cunningham takes the snap, looking his way, nobody to throw to. Steps up in the pocket. Now he bounces out to the far side. Makes a man miss and is hit at about the 36-yard line, I think is where the near side official has got it spotted. He was able to pick up 1 yard on the quarterback scramble, but now 4th and long for the Bearcats, and it looks like Coach Munoz is going to send the punt team on. Taking a look at the Ritter Communications replay there. Yeah, it bounced it out to the outside, made one man miss, but he did not make the other 10 miss.
No, it was good defense. This has been a good defensive set from Westside. Watch a fake here. You don't want anything to get pulled over on you, but looks like they're going to get a good stop here on defense.
Cameron Hedger, of course, is back deep to return for the Westside Warriors. Punt will bounce at about the 15, and it'll take a Bearcat roll down to about the 13. Nice little punt there, able to down it pretty far inside of Warrior territory. As a punter, obviously always aiming inside that 20-yard line, and got a pretty good look at it there. 7:44 left to play here in the first half. The Warriors take back over on offense. They've only ran a handful of plays. They took the opening kickoff tonight, went 3 and out. Were able to run a couple of plays before the end of the first quarter. Got a first down to start the second quarter and then immediately coughed it up.
I like that set from Westside. You know, Brookland was throwing a lot at them, and they just adjusted, made some good tackles, stayed true to form, and got a big stop there. Let's see if the offense can reward the defense for what they just did.
Yerda under center will turn and hand to Hedger, running to his left. Bowls over a defender at the 20-yard line. How about that from Cameron Hedger?
Hedger took a pretty decent little shot right there, kind of up in the chin area, and I'm glad to see him get up. That helmet did stay on.
Calling for a sub there too. He looks over at the sideline and said, "Get me out of here."
Yeah, he took a pretty good shot. I saw that one actually from just up here without looking at the monitor.
Well, got tackled from behind right into a defender, another defender. So 2nd and 6. Hopefully he's all right. Just a little shaken up momentarily from the Warrior 18-yard line. Play fake for Hedger. They're going to run it to the right this time with another tailback. That might have been Ivy on the carry, trying to see who gets up with the football, and it's actually going to be Caleb Mueller.
Don't see a ton of Mueller, but he will get some as the game progresses. Again, Hedger took a shot on that last play. You'll see Mueller get some shots. Again, you mentioned Michael Ivy. He will get some looks, and they will get more and more as the game goes on.
No gain on that second down carry, so 3rd and 4 coming up with 6:30 to play in the half. Westside still has 2 of their timeouts, and it will be a quarterback keeper as Yerda will fall forward. We'll see if he is close to the first down marker. Looking at this referee on our side of the field, it looks to be a yard shy. Nope, he'll be right on it. A Denver's Refrigeration 1st and 10 for Westside. Looks like the referees were continuing to deliberate that for a moment there.
Head official kind of stepped in and was like, all right, boys, I'm going to make a call.
Should stop the clock with 5:50 or until they get the ball reset. Now it will continue to roll. And it looks like Brookland is bringing pressure here from this near side. We'll see what they do. No wide receivers on this side of the field. It's a jumbo package there for Westside as they had all their big boys in to block, and it did them no good as Mueller's going to bounce to the outside. Lost about 2 yards on that carry. 2nd and 12 coming up. Westside has just not been able to move the ball against this Bearcat defense.
Again, same thing we saw last week against Greene County Tech. There's just not much there. Hedger made some things happen, but you've yet to see just a big open win for that offensive line, and they need one here.
One wide receiver here on 2nd and long. Now here's a run out to the near side from Yerda. Yerda will fall forward to about the 28-yard line. and able to pick up some of those yards back. And just a nice little bootleg. Boy, we saw River Eagle do that so many times last year.
That's what I was going to say. That's the old River Eagle special. And something we did see it a few times last week, something we've not seen a ton from Gus Yerda. But, he led that junior high team to that undefeated season, and a lot of it was with his legs. I expect we see a lot of that. Obviously, there's not a lot in behind Yerda at quarterback, so you're trying to limit his exposure, especially with the backs they have. But it's something they can go to if they need it.
A little bit of a staggered I formation here for Westside on 3rd and long. A pitch out to Hedger. Hedger can't get away. Oh, no, he did get away from the defender. He falls forward, and we'll see how close he is to the first down marker. It looked like he was going to be brought down from behind by Sinquan Spratt. The near side official is standing right at the first down marker, so it's going to be awfully close if he didn't get it.
Well, you're starting to see Hedger look a lot like Logan McPherson or your boy all day, Tyler Ray. You're starting to see that where, hey, there's not always something there, but I'm going to put everything I have into this, and he's doing it. I mean, he's carried this team so far.
You just took the thought right out of my head. I mean, he's just showing shades of just magic where he's pulling Houdini acts, making something out of nothing. And you definitely saw a little bit of it there, as you said. 1st and 10. Westside did pick up the first down there. Looked like somebody flinched, but no flags come out. Here's Hedger out of the backfield. Bounces off of one defender at the 42-yard line and gets pushed forward. He might have enough yards for another Denver's Refrigeration first down, and he does. Cameron Hedger with back-to-back runs, picking up first downs for Westside.
He says, jump on, boys, let's go. And Westside would love to have a chance to take a lead into the break here. And look at the power here. I mean, it took 4 of them to get him down on the ground officially.
1st and 10 now from the Warrior 44-yard line. 3:20 and counting left to play in the half. Again, Westside has 2 timeouts left. Brookland also has 2. Here's Hedger with a head full of steam out of the backfield. Will be brought down at about the Brookland 45-yard line into enemy territory, and it's another Denver's Refrigeration first down. That's 3 runs in a row for Cameron Hedger, moving the sticks for Westside.
Well, can you sense how much Bobby Engel wants a touchdown here? Normally he will not go to that one back that hard because, again, that exposure, when you got a guy like Hedger, but he's going, we need this right now. You're just going to have to jump on him, and you're even getting the timeout here to give him a little bit of a break.
Timeout called out on the field. We're going to stay right here. Again, 7-6, Brookland leading Westside. But the Warriors on a bit of a march here. And I think, I'm not sure if that was Brookland that called that timeout or not. It could have been Westside, but I would not blame Coach Munoz for wanting to call one right there because 3 first down runs in a row, you want to take Hedger out of his rhythm a little bit.
You know, you kind of see it. It's almost like a boxing match where you start hitting a guy, he kind of starts falling backwards. That was happening to Westside on defense prior to the previous stop. Now, it's exactly – and this is Westside. This is what you want to see out of them. This is what they do. They run it at you over and over and over again, and they kind of block you back on your heels and just push you down the field. We're seeing that on this drive. They've already gone a significant distance. They started this drive on the 12. Mm-hmm. So, again, but – they need a touchdown here. Make no mistake about it, and Bobby Engel knows that. He's going to stick with his guns here, see if he can get one in.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Warriors from the Brookland 45-yard line. 3:04 left to play in the half. Warriors trail by 1. Connor Crane, I think, in the backfield here. And it's going to be Yerda on the keeper. He's going to follow his blocker forward to about the 42-yard line and tried to see a little bit of a different look there for Westside. They had almost a wing tee, and they had Cameron Hedger lined up on the left. You see him way back in the backfield there. But again, a little bit of a different look as Connor Crane was the one standing directly behind Yerda.
I was talking to Alex Galbraith during the game last week, and I mentioned, they do run kind of a power eye.
Colton Carter is in at quarterback. You just saw Yerda on the sideline there. It might have been because his helmet came off or something like that, but a new quarterback in for Westside, and a handoff goes to Cameron Hedger, and he'll get hit right at the original line of scrimmage for a loss. So 3rd and 10 coming up.
Waiting to see if Yerta comes back in. He still kind of looks chomping at the bit like he wants to go back in there, but
yeah, I think he might have just had to come out for an equipment issue. If you have your helmet or anything like that come off, then you always have to come off for at least one play, and that appears to be what happened as he is standing there trying to get the play from Coach Engel.
Cameron Hedger just limped off the field, too, and went back towards the trainer's table. Didn't look extremely serious, but he was favoring his right leg, so he's not in the game. Yerta is back in now.
9 seconds left on the play clock. Vintage Westside waiting to the end of the play clock to line up here.
Even in crunch time.
2 seconds left. They get the snap away. Yerta looked like he might have mishandled the snap. Looked like he was trying to pitch it to one of the tailbacks and got it to one, and he's brought down in the backfield. Oh, no, he faked it. It was a fake running to the left, and he handed it off to the right there.
That wing T style of offense is all timing based. And so if you bobble that snap at all, you end up, that's what you get, a completely busted play. And I'll tell you, when it's run right, it's beautiful. When it's run poorly, it's a disaster. And that's what that was in the backfield.
Timeout out on the field. We'll take a quick timeout with them. 1:23 left to play in the first half. 7-6. It's a 1-point game. Brookland leading Westside here on Tubetown.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Andy Manis and Blake Gwynn back here with you at Westside, where the Warriors looking like they're about to punt this one away on 4th and 11. 1:23 left to play in the half, and the punt is away cleanly. It'll take a bounce inside the 15-yard line. Looks like it'll roll out of bounds at about maybe the 9. So a great punt by the Warriors, able to pin the Bearcats pretty deep into their own territory. Their offense will come back out with plenty of time to march it downfield with, I believe, either 2 or 1 timeout left.
Didn't get the touchdown I think you were really wanting, but there's a lot of positives to take away from that. You finally had some things working on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, that was a good, healthy drive. You drove about 50 yards, so good, healthy drive. But, hey, good punt, too, because what you want to do, pin Brookland back, and you got a minute 23 left. They've got to go a really long way. You did your part to help your defense out, so that way you only go into halftime down 1.
Yeah, like you said, got a little bit of momentum running for your offense. Got to be a little bit of a confidence boost to have them have at least somewhat of a drive there. And now we'll see if the Bearcats can move the ball down the field pretty quickly. They will get the ball first to start the second half as they kicked off to open tonight's football game. Here's a 1st and 10 carry for Matthews. Out of the backfield and down close to the 15-yard line. I think they'll spot him at about the 14. A nice pickup there for Matthews. Should be a gain of 5. They'll spot it. 2nd and 5 coming up. We'll see if we see any of this no-huddle, hurry-up offense here from Brookland.
I don't think Munoz and Zach Manning, co-offensive coordinator, they could be too aggressive just because how deep they are into their own territory. Nice little safe pass there.
Absolutely, and still on his feet is Aiden Stinnett. Stinnett still on his feet, inbounds down the near sideline, and Aiden Stinnett can scoot and score. 87 yards for Aiden Stinnett, and Brookland has 6 more points on the board.
If you're Westside, that's the only thing that couldn't happen. Again, I just mentioned, Coach Munoz could not be too aggressive right there. So he goes with a pretty safe little just flick out pass, kind of a check down type pass. And there is just all day to run for Aiden Stinnett. Gets his legs going and off he goes.
13-6 now with 37 seconds to play in the half. Westside will get another quick crack at it as the extra point is through and good. 14-6 is the score. Brookland leading Westside. We're back with more Westside Warriors football on Tubetown right after this.
and mayors, business leaders and thinkers, doctors and researchers, artists and teachers, champions and victors. This is who shaped their futures, no matter where they were. This is where it started. This is where success ignited. This is where they were A-State made.
Well, if you blink, you might miss something when you're watching this Brookland Bearcat offense. 87 yards for the score. Barrett Cunningham to Aiden Stinnett. He was able to stay in bounds and take it the distance. They got the extra point, and the Bearcats lead this one 14-6 with 37 seconds left to play in the half.
I got to tell you how often I look down to write something, make a note, and you look back up, and Brookland's run 2 plays.
The kickoff low and knuckling down to the 32-yard line, and the Warriors will fall on it with Ashton Rasden at about the 32-yard line. Yeah, they move at a very quick pace to the Brookland Bearcats offense. And, again, we told you at the top of this broadcast, have never defeated the Westside Warriors in football, and they are playing with some intensity here tonight.
I like what I'm seeing out of this team. Young team, inexperienced team. We talked about that in our keys to the game, and our what do we call it? The winning strategies.
Your winning strategies, absolutely.
Winning strategies. We talked about how inexperienced they were, but turning that inexperience into experience, and you're seeing the confidence start to build. It's a good way to win. I'm not doing that ever again. That's the last time I'm saying that.
37 seconds left to play in the first half here as Hedger takes one to the outside for the Warriors. He makes a man miss at the 35 and will drag another defender down to about the 43. He says, I only need a few seconds to pick up a first down. Let's keep it rolling, Coach.
See how fast Westside can go. As fast as Brookland is, that's how slow Westside is. It's their thing, but ultimately you're going to get clock should start.
Just started rolling there. Now we're at the 20-second mark. Westside steps up to the line of scrimmage. Don't have to run a play, but looks like they're gonna. And there's Hedger on the carry once again, running to his right. Will make his way down to the 50-yard line. Connor Crane on the carry there. Both very elusive, and with 4 seconds left, the clock will tick down to 0. And the two teams will head to the locker room. The Brookland Bearcats leading the Westside Warriors by one score, 14-6. And Coach Muno's got to be very happy with what he has seen out of the Bearcats so far, Blake.
Absolutely. They've executed their game plan. They've moved the football. They've played well defensively. A lot of things went right for them. And overall, a clean half of football. But, hey, Westside's got a lot to think about there. They did put together a pretty decent drive before having to punt before the end of this. But on the whole, Brookland playing a solid first half of football.
Again, 14-6 the score. We're going to take a quick break and come back and kind of break down the first half for you. When we come back here, more Westside Warriors football on the way, presented by Denver's Refrigeration, right here on Tubetown.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Fox's Pizza Den in Bono is now under new ownership. New owner Gene Roberts and the team at Fox's strive to bring you excellent customer service and the absolute best pizza. Fox's Pizza uses only the finest ingredients and freshest vegetables, sliced and prepared daily to ensure the best quality for your order. Dine in, carry out, or delivery, let Fox's fill your craving. Locally owned and operated, Fox's Pizza in Bono.
We live in unprecedented times. Long hours, health checks to start the day. But First National Bank has been around since 1889, and we've seen unprecedented before. Even though our smiles may be masked, our dedication to service will be what's unprecedented. We'll be right here, where we've always been, doing what we do best, putting you first, always.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the West Side Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
This is where it all began. The careers of governors and mayors, business leaders and thinkers, doctors and researchers, artists and teachers, champions and victors. This is who shaped their futures, no matter where they were. This is where it started. This is where success ignited. This is where they were A-State made.
Folks, welcome to the Westside Warrior Halftime. We hope you enjoy our 2021 show, Hitman. This is a show about how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Pay attention, the band are zombies, the color guard are the survivors. We're going to do two of our numbers tonight. The first one's On the Run. The second tune is Starting Over. Tonight we're going to feature soloist Aiden Brinkley, Allison Betsy, Caitlin Nowell on trumpets, Nicholas Patton on French horn, and Kenny Gilter on trombone. Drum major. You may take the field in hands. Westside Warrior Marching Band.
We live in unprecedented times. Long hours, health checks to start the day. But First National Bank has been around since 1889, and we've seen unprecedented before. Even though our smiles may be masked, our dedication to service will be what's unprecedented. We'll be right here, where we've always been, doing what we do best, putting you first.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Fox's Pizza Den in Bono is now under new ownership. New owner Gene Roberts and the team at Fox's strive to bring you excellent customer service and the absolute best pizza. Fox's Pizza uses only the finest ingredients and freshest vegetables, sliced and prepared daily to ensure the best quality for your order. Dine in, carry out, or delivery, let Fox's fill your craving. Locally owned and operated, Fox's Pizza in Bono.
We live in unprecedented times. Long hours, health checks to start the day. But First National Bank has been around since 1889, and we've seen unprecedented before. Even though our smiles may be masked, our dedication to service will be what's unprecedented. We'll be right here, where we've always been, doing what we do best, putting you first, always.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
This is where it all began. The careers of governors and mayors, business leaders and thinkers, doctors and researchers, artists and teachers, champions and victors. This is who shaped their futures, no matter where they were. This is where it started. This is where success ignited. This is where they were A-State made.
Manus and Blake Gwynn here with you. It would help if I remembered to turn my microphone on, I suppose, as we've got some fancy new equipment here tonight, courtesy of ASU-TV. But we've also got a good football game here on our hands at Westside. The Warriors are trailing the Brookland Bearcats 14-6. The only touchdown scored tonight has been from Cameron Hedger. He's been the only guy scoring touchdowns for the Warriors all season long. And really, if outside of that kickoff return, the Westside Warriors have not been able to get anything going.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns on the season, 3 touchdowns by Cameron Hedger for Westside. And they're going to have some other folks step up. And again, I'm talking about winning that battle on the front. That's not happening. The scores have come from Cameron Hedger making things happen. There's been a couple of holes, but nothing big. That's what you've seen from Brookland. When you watch their runs, everything opens wide. Plenty of gaps to go through. Westside's going to have to win that up front.
Let's take a look at some stats from the first half as both teams make their way back out on the field. Again, 14-6 the score. Brookland with 8 first downs. We've seen them string them together. Westside with 5. Most of them came on that last drive that fell short of finding the end zone. But really, it has just been all Brookland as we take a look at some of the highlights. This was one run that got called back, a touchdown from Sinquan Spratt that got called back due to holding. Spratt showing off his speed there. If it wasn't for that, it could be 21-6.
Absolutely, and there were several opportunities. Westside did have a good stop on the next to last drive of the half, but then, of course, that was negated on that 87-yard touchdown pass by from to Aiden Stinnett from Barrett Cunningham, who I think is doing a bang-up job in his first stint at quarterback, again, replacing the injured senior quarterback Jack Henry Pettit. Again, we did talk to some of the coaching staff from Brookland kind of in the break, and they said, things may be moving a little quick for him. His feet may be moving a little slow, but again, that's what happens when you're a first-time quarterback at this level. It moves a little fast for you, but I'm going to tell you, this kid doing a great job.
He really is, and we're going to get to see if he can continue that into the second half, as about a minute left on the clock here for both teams to finish their halftime warm-ups. 14-6, again the score. Brookland is leading Westside after the first 2 quarters, and the Bearcats will get the ball first to start the third when we come back. You're watching Westside Warriors football on Tubetown, presented by Denver's Refrigeration.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Back here with you at Westside after a quick timeout. Both teams still going through their halftime stretches. Again, 14-6 is the score. Let's recap the drive summary if we can. We've got the opening drive of the football game for the Westside Warriors was a quick 3-and-out. They would give it to the Brookland Bearcats, who would march at 80 yards in 12 plays. It was a 10-yard touchdown rush from Joseph Wright to make it 7-0, but it would not be 7-0 for very long, as Cameron Hedger would take the ensuing kickoff back 75 yards. Westside with a chance to tie it up at 7, but the Bearcats block the extra point. Fast forward to the second quarter, and it only took 2 plays for the Brookland Bearcats to find the end zone again. It was a 2-play, 92-yard drive, an 87-yard reception. Cunningham finding Aiden Stinnett to make it 14-6. Those are our 3 scores of the first half. What do you look to see in the second half, Blake? I know we kind of already talked a little bit about it, but Brookland will get the ball first. Another chance for Barrett Cunningham to kind of settle into the pocket for the Bearcats.
Well, and again, I said this in the last game. I'm going to say it again, and it's probably too early, but I don't think it is. You got to get a stop if you're Westside's defense. You're just not moving the ball well enough right now on offense to have a lot of confidence that you're going to come back, especially as slow as they move it, from a 2-score deficit. So you need to stop right here. And then you need to score quickly. You need some momentum. You need some things to go right. And that's what I'm looking for here to start the second half.
Well, that feels like something we've said over the last couple of years when we're talking about Westside Warrior football. Don't get in a hole too early because of the pace at which you play on offense.
Yeah, that's their style. It works for them. I mean, in their playoff runs, it has worked for them. But, again, you need to stop right here because a 2-score game, especially when you're not moving the football well, and nobody's going to argue that they're just have not found their groove on offense. They do have some youth there up front, and they're trying to find it. But this is a very winnable game. You're still within striking distance if you're Westside, but defense is going to have a lot of pressure on them here. And I'm going to tell you, watch this opening kickoff. There is a lot of speed and a lot of talent from Brookland. Don't let this get away from you. Tighten things up and button everything down and then get a victory.
And if you take a look at the Bearcat return team right now, they look like they're actually playing against a short kick right now, maybe even an onside attempt. We know we've seen Coach Engel pull some tricks out of his hat, coming out of the halftime break before, so certainly can't put anything past him here, only trailing by 1 score as we get set to start the third quarter. Again, thanks for joining us here on Tubetown on this Friday night. Andy Maness and Blake Gwynn here with you, and we are ready to start this third quarter of action. There's the kick, a line drive kick will go out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Flag thrown out right about the 23, it looks like. So Brookland will take advantage of that miscue there by the Warriors and get some pretty decent field position. I believe they'll move the ball up to about the 35.
It's good to see Cameron Hedger back out there on the special teams because he did limp off near the end of the first half, so he was out there. He's still out there on defense now, so that's big for them, offensive and defensively. Cameron Hedger's one of their better defensive players, too, so happy to see him back on the field.
Already seen him make a couple of really good tackles, including probably even a touchdown-saving tackle when he used his kung fu grip action on Joseph Wright to reel him in earlier in the ball game. Speaking of Joseph Wright, there he is out there standing behind the sophomore quarterback, Barrett Cunningham, again filling in tonight as he takes the handoff, or gives the handoff rather, to Wright, who was hit right at the line of scrimmage. But again, Barrett Cunningham making his first start as a quarterback and has looked pretty good, about as good as a sophomore quarterback can look making his first start.
I've been impressed with him. I mean, it's not an easy offense that they run. Keep that in mind. It's more than just passing the football or even handing it off. There's a lot mental. That's what we're talking about. That's probably going pretty fast for him right now, but not a ton of mistakes on his side. I've been really impressed. He has stepped up big for his team so far.
3 wide receivers for Cunningham. He's going to throw it. And that one just off the mark, trying to find his intended receiver, Aiden Stinnett. Little broadcaster's jinx there, right on the money, as his pass was off the money.
That's what I was going to say, and you could tell that where that thing's moving a little fast for him. He just didn't get a good grip on the football, and instead of maybe double pumping and then backing up a little bit, he just tried to get rid of it. He kind of knuckleballed it and missed his receiver left. That's where those things are moving a little fast for him.
Well, and to his credit, he did kind of have to go a little low to pick up that snap as well. It wasn't right to him, so that always takes you a little bit out of your rhythm, especially when you're still trying to find your rhythm. Now 3rd and 11 coming up for the Bearcats. A man goes in motion. He'll get it on the jet sweep. It's David York. York trying to find a block at about the 40-yard line. That is where he is pushed out of bounds. About the 41 is where they're going to spot him. 4th and about 4 coming up, and it appears that the Bearcats are going to send their punt team on as you take a look at the Ritter Communications replay there.
Not seen a ton of David York so far in this game. You know, he was big for them last year. Of course, it's a different team. A lot of kids graduated, but he had 36 catches last year with 3 touchdowns. I just have not seen a lot of him early this season. They did have the 1 touchdown last game, but that's only that 1 attempt.
Great punt. And it'll take a Warrior roll the other way. The Bearcats don't fall on it as quickly as I think Coach Munoz would have liked, as it takes a Warrior roll backwards to about the 37-yard line.
And Westside gets what they're looking for. They want that stop. We talked about that coming into this second half. Felt like you had to have one, and they get it. So huge stop for the defense. Now it's time to get that offense rolling. I did like the way they were moving the football in the next to last drive there of the first half. They moved it about 50 yards, were forced to punt, but we want to see more of that.
1st and 10 for the Warriors from their own 38-yard line. I think if you're Coach Engel, you want to run this Warriors offense the way he would like to see it run, as Hedger takes a handoff that will be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, it looks like. Maybe he'll fall forward for a gain of 2 there. 2nd and 8 coming up. It didn't look like initially he got anything out of that, as there's a Bearcat a little slow to get up there.
Got a pretty good mark on that.
It looked to me like he got stopped right at the line of scrimmage, but I guess falling forward. But again, with 10 minutes left to play here in the third quarter, you think Coach Engel would like to see his team march the ball down the field methodically, eat up most of this clock here in the third before they go for the tie, headed into the 4th. There's the handoff to Hedger. Hedger running to his right. Bounces off of one defender, will fall forward, and I believe he's going to have a Denver's refrigeration first down. He was able to shrug off the initial hit. I think Cruz Cunningham, the one who was able to first get a hand on him. And a great block there, sealing the edge by Kenny Gongloff.
Well, you get Cruz Cunningham, 6 foot, 230 pounds right there, stepping up.
And good job by Gongloff holding him off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 6 foot, 230 pounds. That's what you're battling against.
Here's a pitch out to the left for Hedger. Hedger brought down around the waist, right at the line of scrimmage. A nice tackle that time by Aiden Roberson.
But this is some bread and butter West Side football. This is what we've been missing. I mean, if you're watching them for the first time, maybe you're a Brookland fan that just tuning in from home, like whatever. This is kind of what they do. That is a successful play for West Side.
Absolutely.
3 to 4 yards. They'll take that all day. What we were seeing in the first half early and what we saw all night against Greene County Tech was 0 yards, -1. And when West Side starts going backwards, you have trouble. But that 4-yard gain is a very positive play for West Side. That's what they're looking for.
That's exactly what they want. A 4-yard average. That's the first down every 3 plays. Here's Yerta on 2nd and 6. And he's going to pick up, guess what, about 3 to 4 yards. And now you got a 3rd and manageable coming up. And it's West Side strategy. You're talking about it. Now you've got 3rd and short, and you can open your playbook up even more than you were able to do on 1st and 2nd down. Now you've got the option. You can use one of your little bubble screens. You can use one of your backs. You've got Connor Crane you can go to. You've got Michael Ivey. Obviously, all eyes are likely going to be on Cameron Hedger here on 3rd down. We'll see where he lines up, if he's going to be in the backfield or out to the side. But they will line up in that I formation with one wide receiver out to the near side. 3rd and 3rd and 4. Got the scoreboard wrong. There's Hedger. Hedger still on his feet. He's got the first down. He's at the 35-yard line down to about the 34. And I would love to see Cameron Hedger's yards after first contact stats tonight, because he has been the workhorse for the Warriors. And you see just a yoga class away maybe from breaking that one off to the house.
Absolutely. Good move there by Cameron Hedger. Now keep in mind, Darwin Fowler will come on the field in the 4th quarter. They do not have him, and he's not going to carry the ball a ton, but on plays like that, you get a good lead block from Darwin Fowler, it can make a difference. So they are playing without one of their better run blockers in this game. So keep that in mind. He does come back in the 4th quarter.
One wide receiver out to the near side, 7:20 left to play in the 3rd. 2 minutes gone by since I mentioned the methodical pace that Westside wants to move at, and here's a run by Connor Crane. Crane makes a man miss at the 25, but gets a little help from a fellow defender there, and he's wrangled in right there at the 24. But a nice pickup on the ground by Connor Crane. A little misdirection there you see on the Ritter Communications replay, and I believe we've got another Denver's Refrigeration first down.
Evan Burton did a tremendous job winning that block right there. And I'm not 100%, I don't know if we can go back to that or not, but Evan Burton was the lead block that got that hole opened up and moved it to the outside. Those are the kind of plays that you need. And I was watching him win that battle. Extremely impressed with the hustle right there, especially getting deeper into the game. But they need more of that to get Hedger some room for run. You do that again, he'll be in the end zone.
1st and 10 now from the Brookland 24-yard line. Under 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd. Here's a pitch out to the left for Hedger. Hedger can't get past that defender in the backfield, and he is taken down shy of the 25-yard line. And I think that was Caden Webb on the tackle there for the Bearcats, and a great open field tackle for loss.
See, that's a situation where the blocking didn't work out as well. The assignment was not picked up. Guy got in some open space. Connor Crane just couldn't quite get there. Didn't have the right angle on that block, and it didn't go anywhere. That is where it's so critical. This game's going to be won and lost right there.
2nd and 13 now from the Bearcat 27. Back to Hedger, running it up the middle. He's got some blockers. He's still on his feet inside the 20, I believe. And he is down at about the 18-yard line. I think they're going to spot him. A 3rd and manageable coming up for Westside. It'll be 3rd and looks to be about 5 coming up for Westside.
On a 3rd and 5, and you'll notice Reggie Barnes' helmet comes off at the end of that play. Reggie Barnes, a D lineman, 6 foot, 325 pounds. don't think that doesn't matter on 3rd and 5 when Westside's running downhill a little bit on you. His helmet come off. He's got to sit out one play. So you're going to go with a backup guy coming in here for Brookland. Let's see what I guarantee you Bobby Engel knows that and will go right at that spot.
3 backs in the backfield in a staggered I formation. 3rd and 5 from the 19. Here's the naked bootleg running to the left. Yerda with some room down the far sideline. Going to get bumped out of bounds, but I believe more than enough to pick up the Denver's Refrigeration first down. We might even have a 1st and goal situation. We'll see if they spot that at the 10 or the 11.
I love going to Yerda on the bootleg right there. I absolutely love it. Again, you don't want to overexpose him, especially a young quarterback like that. But using his legs, changing the pace, love that play call there.
It'll be 1st and goal. Clock has stopped with 4:52 remaining in the 3rd. 3 backs in the backfield again and 1 wide receiver. It's a handoff to Hedger. Hedger hit and brought down by a host of Bearcats. Got to give credit to Peyton Grimes, as I believe the first Bearcat in there to lay the hit on Hedger and get him wrapped up by the feet.
Big clutch defensive play there by Brookland on 1st and goal. You got so much size on that front line right there.
Cole Tacker, 345 in there as a senior for the Bearcats.
That's what we're talking about, that battle on the line. Brookland has more size, so that's there's no doubt about it. But you can still work hard. You can wear them down. You can do that with stamina later in a game, and I think you may be seeing some of that.
Edward Wilson, the center, has got his work cut out for him here for the Warriors. There's the handoff to Hedger. Hedger running to his right. Will run into his own man. Look at that. The power of Cameron Hedger still, as we're well into the 3rd quarter, just runs into a wall and still able to stay on his feet there. 3rd and goal coming up for Westside. Getting pushed by 3 guys and still not getting knocked down.
Westside has done exactly what you talked about. They've eaten a lot of clock here, but you really don't want to run all this clock down and then not score. So 2 more plays coming. It'll be interesting to see. You feel kind of a sense of urgency if you're Westside. You just feel like they just really need this one. There's a lot of football left, but, you're knocking on the door. You've moved. You had a good drive. You want to finish it off.
4 seconds left on the play clock. 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. There's the handoff to Hedger. Hedger weaving his way through the traffic. Is he going to make it to the end zone? He's going to be just shy of the goal line. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1 coming up. Cameron Hedger taking it 9 yards with a last-second effort, trying to dive across the goal line, but just can't quite reach it.
This is going to be 4th and inches. This is, again, big play here, but Westside's got so many ways they can punch it in. Going to be a tough stop here for
Could see that patented quarterback sneak here from the Westside Warriors that we saw River Engel run so many times last year. But, again, we pointed out Cole Tacker for the Brookland Bearcats standing right over the football at 3:45. 14-6, a timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick timeout with them. We're back with more action from Warrior Football Field right after this.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
A beautiful evening here in Jonesboro tonight, 78 degrees as we welcome you back to Westside High School. Andy Manus and Blake Gwynn here with you. Late in the 3rd quarter, it is 14-6. Westside has it at the Brookland inch-yard line. 4th and goal coming up with a chance to make this a 2-point ball game. Gus Yerda, the junior quarterback, delivering some instructions to Michael Ivey right behind him. The referee's going to back the guys up off the football just a little bit here while they get the proper time back on the scoreboard here. Still have they started a different clock for the timeout that we just had, and they haven't been able to get that reset. They're just going to let it tick down, I think. We may have an extra 30 seconds or so here on our hands, which That could be, I don't know if that could work in favor of the Warriors or work against them. Give you an extra breather, but it also kind of works your nerves a little bit here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough stop for Brookland. West Side, this is where picking up an inch, you rarely see them go for negative yards, which is what you're going to have to get a stop if you're Brookland. But West Side's got to have this, and this is a big play, big potential turning point in this game. I could see a situation where if you score here, you could see West Side potentially looking at maybe an onside kick situation, trying to get some things going back the other way. We've seen Bobby Engel do that. I've liked that every time he's done it. It hasn't worked out, but I've liked it every time he's done it because I think in the situations he's picked. So, again, I think that could be one of those situations. I'm speculating, obviously not down there. But first things first, get this touchdown and then go from there.
So, again, once again, they started a running 1 minute clock whenever they called timeout on the field moments ago, and they had some sort of issue with it. They can't get the game time put back on the scoreboard.
Looks like it's kind of frozen up. It keeps ticking like they were going to let it run down, and now it's frozen. You'll notice it'll tick off like a second every so often, and then it's hung up. But let's not start the timeout clock again. How about that? There we go. See if it'll keep running. Keep going. 10 more seconds. We had all the suspense of the 4th and inches potential game-tying touchdown coming your way. Now we've got this. Here, wait a minute. Oh, that's huge. Now we've got.
Right,
now what is this?
Got a 2-minute clock.
Now what is this?
Now we need to stop that one. All right, cool.
There we go. That's the appears to be the proper time there now. 3:09.
3:09. Now we've got it. We're good to go.
Long drive here for Westside, though. Speaking of 3:09, they started this drive with around 8 minutes left. It's been about a 5-minute.
They started this drive with over 10 minutes on the game clock.
Wow.
So about 10:30 left in the third quarter when Westside took over. Here they've got it 4th and goal. A pitch out to Hedger. Hedger's got the block. He's into the end zone. Westside 2 points away from tying this one up in the third quarter.
You have to go to your guy, Cameron Hedger. 4 touchdowns on the season for Westside. 4 touchdowns for Cameron Hedger. My guy.
And you got to credit Connor Crane and Michael Ivey throwing those lead blocks out. And now we'll see if the Warriors can punch it in for 2 and tie this one up.
Big play here, too.
Do you go right back to the pitch to the left or the right? We'll see.
Got to give it to Hedger.
Yerta ready for the snap. It is the same play. Pitch out to the left. This time the Bearcats are ready for it. It looked like Hedger also lost the football. He'll fall down just shy of the goal line. It will remain a 2-point game. 14-12 is the score. We'll keep it right here with 3:09 left to play in the third quarter. Cameron Hedger able to find the end zone, but cannot quite get it on the 2-point conversion. We're back with more action on Tubetown right after this.
Fox's Pizza Den in Bono is now under new ownership. New owner Gene Roberts and the team at Fox's strive to bring you excellent customer service and the absolute best pizza. Fox's Pizza uses only the finest ingredients and freshest vegetables, sliced and prepared daily to ensure the best quality for your order. Dine in, carry out, or delivery, let Fox's fill your craving. Locally owned and operated, Fox's Pizza in Bono.
With you at Westside, 2:55 left to play here in the third quarter. If you missed any part of tonight's game, you want to go back and rewatch it, we want to remind you that you can catch this game again at 6 p.m. on Saturday on Ritter Communications Cable Channel 21. You can also catch it Thursday night at 7 p.m. on ASU-TV on Suddenlink Channel 18. So a couple different ways you can watch it. Of course, if you're watching live on YouTube, we certainly appreciate it. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the Tubetown YouTube page. And here's that short onside kick attempt that we saw. Blake mentioned it. Fair catch called for, and unwisely.
No. Oh, that's not good.
The Westside Warriors' Eli Willie will hit the return man who called for the fair catch, and that's just a needless play there. Spencer Long giving Willie a little slap on the back of the head there.
That's unfortunate because and again, it's coaching teachable moment. You'll notice coaching staff there, Fred Carter, just kind of grabbing him and saying, hey, he knows it. That's a tough moment for him. But, hey, it happens. These kids are learning. They're high school football players. A lot of them are younger guys there. Willie, an 11th grader.
It didn't look either like he was trying to blow him up or anything like that. Just I think just forgot situational what he was doing. 2:52 left to play here in the third quarter. There's the handoff to York. York trying to find a hole to run through. How about Cameron Hedger making a stand on defense?
I mentioned York got the only touchdown in Brookland's game against Gosnell. We've not seen a lot of him tonight, just his second touch. But he's a big part of their offense, like seeing Brookland trying to get him involved. But at Westside, just kind of had other ideas there.
2nd and 13 coming up for the Bearcats. They lead by 2 late in the third quarter. 2:20 left to play. We're going to look at Cameron Hedger there. He's been outstanding tonight for the Warriors on both sides of the football. There's a handoff with Matthews. Matthews has found the corner. He's across the 50 and down into Westside territory. He'll be stopped right about the 46-yard line. A nice little pickup on the ground there by Caden Matthews of about 6 yards, it would appear. It'll be 3rd and 9. Maybe 6, maybe 5.
What Westside's done here, though, they've eaten up almost the entire third quarter. So now Brookland's looking at, we don't really care to give the ball back to them because they're now moving it. They found something on offense, and you've put some pressure now on Brookland where it wasn't before.
And with that in mind, you're asking a team that likes to run at a quick pace to slow down a little bit.
Yes.
3rd and 9 from the Westside 48. Cunningham looking to throw, taking a shot downfield. He's got York, and York cannot catch up to it. Well defended that time by Ashton Rasden, who was step for step with York the whole way. I think York tried to sell contact a little bit there, wanted a penalty, and wasn't going to get it.
We've had 2 longer passing attempts from Cunningham tonight. Both of them have been covered by Rasden. And watch this smothering defense by Rasden. Good job. That was good. That was physical contact between both guys. No pass interference. Rasden just with good coverage. Both times there's been a long pass play tonight. That young man has had great coverage, has been ahead of the receiver looking for an overthrown ball, and he can catch it just as if he was the receiver.
Yeah, the first one he had a beat on, and York had to play some good defense to keep him from catching it. 4th down, the Bearcats will punt this one away, and we'll see where this roll winds up. Oh, the special teams member got down there and flung it into the end zone. That was Aiden Stinnett, who had the ball shy of the goal line and was, it looks like, injured while he dove for that football. Hopefully he's all right.
Oh, no. I thought he was just emotional.
I thought he was too. He said, oh, man, I missed it. But tell you what, let's go ahead and step aside for a quick break with 1:11 left to play in the third quarter. It'll be Brookland football when we come back after this on Tubetown.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Andy Maness and Blake Gwynn back here with you at Westside, where the Warriors now trail the Brookland Bearcats 14-12. Right now, Aiden Stinnett currently getting some attention in the end zone here. He dove after a punt, trying to down it inside the 5-yard line, and was able to get to it in time, it looked like, but unfortunately knocked it across the goal line for a touchback, and he has appeared to injure himself in that process. So he is currently getting looked at. Hopefully he is all right, but Blake, it looked not so great while he was down there.
I thought he was just emotional from it. I was actually going to comment. I was going to say I love the emotion out of him there, but apparently he was hurting when he was on the ground, and I hope he's not dealing with something pretty serious here, because
for those that did not get to see, he was reaching for his leg, so it wasn't anything of
no, it's nothing
super,
like that.
Super serious, but hopefully, he will be okay down there. Again, still getting some attention with 1:11 left to play here in the third quarter. Brookland, after that great outing in the first half, has only been able to put up 6 total yards here in the third quarter. As a round of applause as Stinnett is able to get up, and he's walking. It looks like he's walking just fine, too.
Oh, that's good.
That is good to see, especially, again, he was grabbing for his knee, and so good to see him get up and make his way off the field under his own power. But, again, 6 total yards for the Bearcats here in the third quarter after a great first half on offense. Got to give credit to the Warriors for shutting down the Bearcats on defense on the first drive, and then doing it again on the second. Here's the Warriors from inside their own 20-yard line, or right at their own 20, I should say. Back to Cameron Hedger. A run to the left will pick up, looks 2, maybe 3 yards there. We'll say 2nd and 8.
Just stay moving in the positive yardage there. Again, the game is on your side right now. You have the football and control the clock.
Your defense has done what you've needed
Absolutely.
it to do 2 times in a row. We'll just see if the offense can march the ball down the field again. Clock will roll under 20 seconds now left to play in the third. Power I formation again, and it's going to be misdirection. Cameron Hedger takes it up the middle, across the 30-yard line, and down at about the 32. And that should be the last play of the third quarter. We'll see. Clock will stop at 12 seconds until they get it reset. Now they'll wind it. And the Warriors, I believe, are just going to let this one go down to the 4th.
Look at Hedger just rumble right up the middle. Just good speed. He's been so big for them. But again, hey, you're going into the fourth quarter. Westside's got the ball and control of the clock. It's exactly what you're looking for, only down 2 here.
14-12. The Warriors have come out here in the second half and made this a ball game. It is a barn burner in the makings here on the campus of Westside High School. We're back with fourth quarter action right after this on Tubetown.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
Andy Manison, Blake Gwynn, welcome you back to Westside High School here in Jonesboro. 14-12 as we get set to start the fourth quarter. It is Westside Warrior football. Taking a look at the remaining schedule here on Tubetown. The Warriors hit the road for their next 2 games. Hoxie and Truman on the way for Westside, and then a couple of tough contests in a row. One at home against Blytheville, and then got to hit the road. They go to the New Cotton Patch to take on the Rivercrest Colts. Finished off the year with 3 tough games, too. Pocahontas, Highland, and Goswell. Don't want to count out Cave City. I didn't mention them, but certainly can't count out the Cavemen as well. Here's a misdirection run for Cameron Hedger, running to the right side. He's at the 40, makes a man miss. He's at the 45, now at midfield to the far side 45. Still on his feet, tripped up from behind at the 35-yard line. What a run by Cameron Hedger, and he has got the Westside Warriors fans on their feet here to start the fourth quarter.
Welcome back, Westside Warriors football. Getting Cameron Hedger and their guy in space. Love the play call. Makes a guy miss. Well, make another guy miss. Actually, here, look at that. Look at that little stutter step to let him go by. Cameron Hedger's coming into his own as a back. I'm loving this. Welcome back, Westside.
Connor Marshall with a potential touchdown saving tackle there, able to catch up to Cameron Hedger and wrap him up from behind. 1st and 10 now from the Brookland 30-yard line. Well, we're going to go to Fowler now, who's into the game. Remember, he had to miss the first 3 quarters, and look at the energy boost that he's bringing to the Warriors. Their whole sideline is jumping up and down right now that Darwin Fowler is into the game.
Darwin Fowler, of course, like you said, missing the first 3 quarters due to that suspension after the hit in the Tech game, and they missed him. I mentioned the blocking. He is so big for them on offense, and you just saw it right there. with his legs as well.
Picked up 9 yards on that first down carry. It's now 2nd and 1.
Fowler in the tailback spot here.
2 blockers ahead of him. They're going to hand it off to the up back, Connor Crane, and Connor Crane has got the Denver's refrigeration first down.
Typically, you see Fowler lining up the fullback spot. They put him in at tailback, giving Hedger a spell, but they end up going to Crane, like I said, kind of in the up back spot.
They almost flip those normally. It's normally Crane who's in at tailback, who's spelling Hedger, and Fowler's in there at that fullback, up back position.
I like the play calling here by Bobby Engel. I like what they're doing. They're looking like the West Side team we've seen the last 3 years.
Keep an eye open for any play action. Montana Neely, the lone wide receiver at the top of your screen. Here's a handoff to the left with Fowler. Fowler makes a cut, but is hit by Aiden Stinnett right at the line of scrimmage. He might have picked up 1 or 2 yards on that first down carry, but Fowler has no doubt brought a little bit of a spark plug to this Westside Warriors football team here to start the 4th quarter.
You know he was chomping at the bit to get out there, ready to go. His teammates fired up for him to get back in there. But, hey, good credit to Brookland for getting to stop there. And, hey, look, is that Aiden Stinnett back in there for Brookland? That's good news because I love the way he plays. He flies around and makes plays. I'm so happy to see him back in the football game.
Been flying around both sides of the football has Aiden Stinnett. Had that 87-yard touchdown catch earlier in the game. 2nd and 9 from the Brookland 19-yard line. Staggered I formation, and it's back to Fowler. Fowler taken out by his legs behind the line of scrimmage, and that was Ethan Joyce who was able to bust through and make the tackle.
Ethan Joyce coming in making a big play right there on Fowler because he doesn't make that hit and Fowler gets his legs going. You really don't know where that play heads. And that forces a big 3rd down play here for Westside.
And a chance for the Bearcats to flip a little bit of this momentum back their way. 3rd and 11, the ball spotted on the Bearcat 18-yard line. We're under 9 minutes left to play here in the 4th quarter. Play clock at about 15 seconds now. Fowler now the up back. It's Hedger who is back in at tailback in the backfield. He's going to get the pitch running to his right, trying to find a block from Connor Crane, and he will somehow managed to scramble forward for a couple of extra yards. It looked like that one was knocked dead in the water, but he's able to get back to about the 20. Watch right here at the end of this play. Crane able to block one defender, but he can't block the other 2, and somehow Hedger just is able to split those defenders and pick up an extra yard. 4th and 10 now coming up, though, and a long field goal attempt on the way for Westside to try to take the lead here. 8 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter, and we're going to see if we can get the field goal here. Justice Floyd, the sophomore kicker. It is up. It's got the distance. It's just short off the crossbar. Boy, that looked good when it left his foot. It looked like it was just far enough, but it is off the horizontal crossbar, and now Brookland will get it back on offense with 7:53 to play in the ballgame. Boy, I think you'd almost rather completely miss it wide left or wide right than have that happen.
Oh, I thought it was in. I thought he had sunk it, and it just runs out of gas there at the end. Oh no! And I mean that could be big. I mean that would have given Westside the lead. It is big, but when you talk about the outcome of this game, that crossbar, we may look back on that one later. I got a flag.
And that is typically going to be false start or illegal motion, and that is what it is going to be the call. Brookland going to have to back it up 5 yards, and we'll see if some of that inexperience starts to take over here for the Bearcats. You mentioned earlier in this game, Gus Yerda led the majority of his teammates to an undefeated junior high season. All of these guys have been playing together, and that's the same for the Bearcats, but again, you had a lot of senior leadership lead. We've talked about that throughout the course of this game. A lot of young guys in there for the Bearcats tonight. Now they'll send a man in motion. They'll hand it off running to the right. They'll fake the jet sweep. What a move in the backfield by Matthews. Matthews still on his feet out to the 30. Boy, it looked like he stopped in midair.
Yeah, the ability to watch him plant here. That's a great move. And then to keep his feet churning. You know, that he makes it look kind of easy there, but what he did was not easy. That's where you work on that agility all offseason. When you can't touch the football, you work on that kind of stuff. Well executed, kid.
Moves the chains for a Denver's Refrigeration first down. Brookland now has it at their own 30-yard line, and they kind of worked themselves out of a hole there with that big run by Matthews. Ball spotted on the near side hash mark. Matthews still in the backfield. He'll take the rock once again. He's out to the 35, out to the 40. Makes a man miss on his feet at midfield. He'll tumble down to the 42-yard line. Another big pickup on the ground for Caden Matthews.
Mentioned the 6 total yards of offense that Brookland had in the third quarter for a majority of that, and that's gone as Caden Matthews has single-handedly, with his legs and agility, brought them back to life on offense. Wow.
Now into West Side territory. They've got the ball on the Warrior 42-yard line. 2 wide receivers lined up for Cunningham, still waiting on the play. They're going to let the clock tick down, let some game time run off here. 13 seconds left on the play clock as Cunningham is ready. He's going to send Spratt in motion. They'll fake to him and hand off to Matthews. Matthews bent over backwards. Hopefully he's all right. Hit hard right at the line of scrimmage by big number 60, Edward Wilson, the senior linebacker for the Warriors, introducing himself this afternoon.
Boy, that field goal hitting the crossbar made this game feel a lot different, because if Brookland's down by 1, you know, that changes everything. They're able to slow down, run, play their game. And, you know, West Side moves so slow on offense no matter how much time's on the clock. This thing's getting into critical mass time. You got to get a stop pretty quickly if you're West Side.
One receiver here on the near side. Look for an option here. There it was, the handoff to Matthews. Matthews bounces off a defender at the 35. A lot of running room out ahead of him towards the 20. He will get knocked out of bounds, or brought down right about the 20-yard line. And again, just made a dude miss in the backfield and then bounced right off of Cameron Hedger at the 35. Thought he might have made it out to the sideline, but he's brought down at the far side 20. Clock will continue to roll. That is in Brookland's favor there.
And when Brookland gets to rolling on offense, it's fun to watch.
Well, again, we've talked about it throughout the course of this game. Yuno's working on the staff with Gus Malzahn, and you're starting to see it more and more as the game goes on, and that is just, it's a fun offense to watch here on 1st and 10 as Joseph Wright takes the handoff. He's still on his feet. Hedger trying to rip that ball out of there unsuccessfully, and Wright moves it down inside the 15-yard line to about the 13.
Watch this big, powerful run here.
2 guys missed. Hedger trying to rip it out there unsuccessfully. 4 guys. So at least 4 dudes in red trying to bring down big Joseph Wright.
All conference last year. Joseph Wright, big part of this offense, and he gets set up well by Matthews, who kind of gets him into his territory. You'll see him closer to the goal line, short yardage, third down situations.
2 wide receivers for Cunningham at 4:20 to play in the ball game. Wright takes the handoff, slips. Referees don't call him down. I think Westside wants to say he was down in the backfield. The referee did not call it dead there, and a flag comes flying out right where the play was blown dead. We had a Warrior a little slow to get up. That's Justin McFall, who needs a little help getting to his feet there. It looks like maybe just a cramp, and I think he's okay. Well, he was definitely down in the backfield, but the referees are going to give him forward progress. They let that play continue.
Well, if this is a personal foul on either team here, it's big.
Yeah, with 4:10, this could play in either team's favor. Unsportsmanlike conduct, they're going to call it on the Bearcats.
Ejected him.
And he's out of this ball game.
They ejected whoever that player was.
And it looks, well, we've got Sinquan Spratt standing over here at his usual wide-out position. The referee is going to go over and talk to the coach. Hayden McMillan is going to come into the game, and it looks like Austin White, 6'3", 310-pound junior, is going to come out of the game. We'll see his reaction here on the sideline. And he's getting a little word with one of the coaches now.
Still not sure who was ejected there. I don't know that was necessarily.
Yeah, just because White ran off the field doesn't mean it was him, but I think it had
He's still
to be.
standing there. He's taking his helmet off. It may have been him, and that's a big loss there. That's a big blocker up front if it is him. He is still standing over there though on the sidelines, and you do have to leave the field if you're ejected. I do believe. So I think he's done.
He's making his way off now.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you missed any part of tonight's ball game, and you may want to go back and rewatch some of this one, Saturday at 6 p.m., you can catch it on Ritter Communications Cable Channel 21, and then, of course, you can also catch it on Suddenlink Channel 18 Thursday night at 7, courtesy of ASU-TV. Second and long. Here's a handoff on the jet sweep to Spratt. Spratt going to get bottled up in the backfield.
Big shout out to those ASU-TV crew, Arkansas State. They just do a tremendous job here with us and give us so many different opportunities to put on a really professional broadcast and work well with us. Great work here. You see our replay, see the power on that run, and they've just really helped us take these broadcasts to another level with the use of their mobile facility there and everything else. Those guys have just done a tremendous job, and we appreciate them helping us put on these broadcasts. They are a top-notch crew to work with.
Absolutely. Big shout-out to our guy, Galen Perkins, running everything tonight. Certainly appreciate all his help. 3rd and 22 coming up for Brookland. Clock continues to roll. 2:35 left to play here in the ball game. Play clock down at 5. I think Brookland probably going to burn a timeout here with 3rd and long on the way. Got to convert here, or they're going to give it back to Westside. Tell you what, let's take a quick timeout with 2:31 left to play in the 4th. And we'll come back and talk about some of our options right after this. You're watching Westside Warrior Football, presented by Denver's Refrigeration here on TubeTown.
This is where it all began. The careers of governors and mayors, business leaders and thinkers, doctors and researchers, artists and teachers, champions and victors. This is who shaped their futures, no matter where they were. This is where it started. This is where success ignited. This is where they were A-State made.
To 12, Brookland and Westside late in the 4th quarter. 2:30 left to play. It's 3rd and 22 for the Bearcats from the Westside 31-yard line. Take a look at our player of the game, brought to you by ASU-TV. Joseph Wright has been one of the workhorses tonight for the Brookland Bearcats. He alongside Caden Matthews. It was a hard choice to choose between either one of them, but Wright's got the touchdown to his credit, so kind of had to give it his way. Here we go, 3rd and 22. We'll see if Brookland can convert here on 3rd and long. There's the handoff to Matthews on the draw. He's going to squirt down to about the 25-yard line. He'll pick up about 5 yards, but 4th and long coming up. And Coach Engel is going to call a timeout to save as much time as possible. We'll keep it right here with 2:23 left to play in the ball game. First timeout used by Coach Engel and the Warriors here in the second half, so they've still got 2 remaining. Meanwhile, Brookland also has 2 remaining, but they've got 4th and 15 coming up. What do you do if your Coach Munoz and the Bearcats? You're potentially out of field goal range. You certainly can't punt it, but, man, that's a long way to go, 4th and 15.
Well, I'll tell you, even if you turn the ball over on downs here, you've still kind of pinned Westside back just because of where you're at. I mean, you could take a shot at it here. And even if it's intercepted or something, could act as a punt, even if they just bat it down. You're not in terrible field position. That's a long way for Westside to go, even if they get the ball right here in 2 minutes and 23 seconds. They do have the 2 timeouts left. Bobby Ingles put them in a position to win if they can get a stop. But, again, if I'm Brookland, I might take a shot at it here just because it's almost like a free play. Even if it's intercepted or something, it's like it acts as a punt. I like that. We'll see what they do. I'm not Eric Munoz, so.
2 wide receivers, 1 on either side for Cunningham, and that's what they're going to do. Take a shot on the far side of the field for Spratt. Spratt cannot haul it in. They are going to say that it is incomplete. Great defense by the Warriors. And they get the ball back with 2:19 and a chance to win this ball game. Again, a lot riding here for the Brookland Bearcats. They have never defeated the West Side Warriors, and the last 2 years have been one-score games. One of those was literally at the buzzer.
Yes.
And
crazy ending to that one.
And that was a game in which Bearcat fans, I'm sure, still
They'll
are
remember it.
grimacing about anytime it's mentioned. But they want this win here tonight. They're up by 2. Got to play defense here. 1st and 10 from the Warriors from the 31-yard line. There's the handoff to Hedger. Hedger running to his left. I beg your pardon. That's going to be – we got a number – is that 20? Okay, never mind. It was Hedger. For a minute there, it looked like 33. Might have been a shadow on his jersey there. Either way, moves the ball out to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 6 now. Clock continues to run. 1:45 left to play in the ball game. West Side hurries to the line. One wide receiver on the far side. Staggered I formation in the backfield. Play action. Yerta looking to throw. Takes a shot over the middle. He's got Crane. No! Right at the last second. Great defense by guess who? Aiden Stinnett. He came in flying from the safety position to break that one up and potentially save the touchdown. Great delivery by Yerta, right on the money, but look at the timing by Stinnett.
We always seem to overlook defensive guys when it comes to player of the game. If you were to pick one on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be Aiden Stinnett. He has a nose for the football. What a game he's had. Happy he wasn't seriously hurt when he went down in the end zone. Great defensive play there. Might have saved the football game for him.
Have yourself a night, Aiden Stinnett. 3rd down. Here's Hedger. Hedger running to his right. Got the 1st down by a lot. That will stop the clock with 1:32 left to play. And West Side still has life here in the 4th quarter. Boy, wouldn't you like to get your sophomore kicker back in a position to boot a long one through?
That is something to note. You've got to keep that in mind. If you can get him 25, 30 yards out, he could kick it for the win.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Here's Hedger. He lost the football. The Bearcats have it. Wait, no. Brookland looked like they fell on top of it, but I think West Side came out with it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it is West Side football.
What a sigh of relief. I mean, on the brink of disaster.
And that was Connor Crane on the carry, but right there you see Ryan Hernandez jump on top of it, but give all the credit in the world to Evan Burton, who was able to wrestle it away from him.
Evan Burton had a big block earlier in the game that led Cameron Hedger to a huge gain, and then he has a big fumble. If he's not paying attention right there, the only person in that area was Ryan Hernandez from Brookland. If Burton's not paying attention, this game is finished. Final 14-12 Brookland. But instead, there is new life. West Side has a second life here, and they've called a timeout.
They're running out of lives if they are Cats.
Wow.
They don't have many left. 1:14 left to play in this one. A timeout, I believe, was called. Take another look at the Ritter Communications replay. Trying to see who that was in there for. Oh, that was Joseph Wright, our player of the game, who was able to knock that football loose. And again, Ryan Hernandez just hopped on top of it, but his momentum, I think, just threw him enough off of the football that Burton was able to wrestle it away from him. So now here we go, 2nd and 5, 1:13 to play. West Side now only has one timeout left. They started running the clock early here. There's a pitch out to Hedger. Hedger running to his right. Got to get out of bounds, young man. The tackle was made just shy of the 50, and they will stop the clock with 59 seconds left. Shy of the 1st down marker. It's 3rd down coming up. Oh, and we've got a Bearcat who's a little shaken up over there on the far sideline. Lost his helmet. Was slow to get up. That's Ethan Joyce. Joyce will have to come out for a play as he lost his helmet. And he will slowly make his way across the field. I think he's trying to make the argument. Oh, I didn't lose my helmet while the play was going on. They're going to say, no, you got to come out.
He made a big tackle earlier in the game for Brookland, so they will miss him.
Eli King will come in his stead, I believe that was. Oh, that's 82 out there. Beg your pardon, Josh Rose. Those 8s look a little like 3s. So the clock, Blake, I have noticed that the game clock on the scoreboard has started a couple of seconds early. not in West Side's favor. Sometimes you get the home clock operator, you get 1 or 2 seconds leeway, but it's not working in their favor here tonight.
They fixed it now. 59 seconds is that's what should be on the clock. It's 59 seconds.
Now they start the play clock, not the game clock. And this one is blown dead before it gets started, and it will be a false start on West Side. On 3rd and short, they run the naked bootleg with Yerda, and it looked to be like a play that would have resulted in positive yardage. And it will be backed up now inside the 35-yard line. They'll spot it at the 33, so a bit further to go here for West Side. 3rd and 8. And now they will have to wind the clock. Referee trying to get the signal on the scoreboard. Coach Munoz is over here with his arms raised high on the sideline, say, roll that clock. Now they finally get it going. 3rd and 8. Our home scoreboard operator's having a little bit of trouble here. Still got it 2nd down on that scoreboard. 3rd down. Hedger looking to throw. Takes a shot downfield. Got a man. It's picked off. Picked off by Aiden Stinnett. Who else? And he takes a knee at the 41-yard line. And, folks, the Brookland Bearcats are 36 seconds away from winning their first ever football game against the West Side Warriors. Look at that, just playing center field. Able to get a beat on that football and pick it off.
Hedger had such a great game for West Side. Probably should have just tucked that one in and called that a busted play. Maybe even just run it out of bounds at that point. But, man, you know what? You take the shot. You got a shot to win that game. Maybe try to catch Brookland off guard. Just doesn't work in your favor. If that works out, if Bobby Engel gets carried off like a hero.
Absolutely.
And it just didn't work out this time.
And Cameron Hedger is right there along with him.
Yep, absolutely. It just didn't work out.
If he and the man he was throwing to had a step on the defender, but Stinnett he played that one short, which was how he should have played it. And Cunningham will take a knee in the victory formation and run this one out. And the Bearcat faithful here in Jonesboro tonight, who have made the short trip, get to celebrate with their Bearcats. Look at the excitement out on the sideline, the noise starting to come from the stands here. They are excited not only about coming away with their first victory, but they're starting off their football season 2-0 for what might be the first time.
Yeah, young football program. I mean, this program is not 15 years old. It's young, and you can see them coming into their own. I think it started when you had Chuck Spear. You get a good handshake there between a couple of great coaches. I love these two guys. Love both of these coaches. Chuck Spear comes in and kind of, starts trending things in a good direction, and then you have Munoz comes in with all of his experience and changes the offense and kind of seems to have implemented this winning philosophy. Just they act like winners. They clean things up, and they're an impressive football team, and they're probably a playoff team again this year. We'll see how they make it through conference play. What a gutsy win by Brookland tonight.
For as much youth as they have on their roster, I mean, I'm just looking up and down, and I'm seeing 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11. I'm not seeing a whole lot of 12s on this roster. You're absolutely right. They carried themselves like a bunch of upperclassmen this evening, and that's why they're coming away with a win.
21 players lost to graduation, and these guys stand up and start the season 2-0, including a gutsy win right here. They got a lot to be proud of. They got a lot to build off of. They're going to be fun to watch the rest of the year.
14-12, again, the final score there. A couple of touchdowns one touchdown on the ground from West Side. There it is, Cameron Hedger. He also had the other touchdown via kick return. Went for 2. Did not get it, and that is why they lost by 2. But it was Caden Matthews and Joseph Wright who led the way tonight for the Brookland Bearcats, and once again they win tonight by a final score of 14-12. Again, make sure you join us next week right here on Tubetown as the Warriors hit the road to take on the Hoxie Mustangs. We'll have that game for you right here on Tubetown. For Blake Gwynn, I'm Andy Maness saying so long. We'll see you next week for more West Side Warriors football presented by Denver's Refrigeration.